there is a common thread among mountaineers. It's an embrace of suffering as a means to an end, an understanding of what drives someone up and over into nothingness. It doesn't matter if a climber is able-bodied or hauling themselves up using only their arms. At their cores, they all strive to find where their limits lie.
It's absolutely remarkable. In the building, and all but 2 of us made it out. It was a rocket attack that came right through the window of the building that I was in, and I was pretty severely messed up.
Just to live it and to experience it and get to the end and know that you didn't let life pass you by. You lived it, you got to the end, and you can say you did it. And that's, I think, the best part is I'm not letting life live me, I'm living it and having a ball.
James Colt was an accomplished traditional rock climber before suffering a traumatic brain injury while climbing in 2006.
How did you feel when you had to drop that pack?
Drop that backpack?
Yeah.
Like dog shit. It's real hard not being able to do what you used to be able to do, and to feel like you're the slowest and the one that takes the most effort to get up here. It feels wonderful to be here.
After his initial recovery and years of therapy, James is still left with a paralyzed right side. This is his first goal-driven mountaineering expedition since his injury, and it seemed inconceivable in the fog of the accident.
What a gift it is to be able to climb with my dad again. Yesterday we moved from advanced base camp to high camp. It was me and my dad on a rope, just the 2 of us. He cruised up the hillside yesterday. So proud, just so amazed.
Adaptive mountaineering on a commercial level is a young endeavor. This trip, the first of its kind, puts disabled athletes with guides from the Telluride Adaptive Sports Program and Mountain Trip Guide Service.
There are a lot of very strong-willed people in this group, and I think it's really awesome because, you know, everyone's working so hard to make this trip accessible. But at the same time, everybody knows what accessible means to everyone. So it's not, you know, over-accessibilizing it and making it, you know, so much that you're not doing anything for yourself. But it's helping out where you need a hand and backing off where you need others. But being a friend, but not being overly caring. We were there for each other, but we weren't stomping on everybody's personal freedoms. It was so great to just see James and Michael come together for each other, because you've got the 2 of them together with their disabilities, and you've got James, who can be a little bit stubborn, just to say. But then you've got Michael, who comes in, and they're just able to help each other out and overcome their personal difficulties to work together as a team and function better, to climb up the mountain, to put each other's skins on, to help put their boots on, tie their boots, you know, every little bit to help reach our high camp.
This trip mandates a surgical level of planning for all possible outcomes.
Amanda and I helped cheering each other on to jug up the hardest jug hill that we have ever seen for 7 or 8 hours. I mean, without motivation, there was no overcoming the cold and just mental exhaustion of that day. So every little bit of our team played into getting up there.
It is so cold, and we've been out here for 6 hours, but we're still here doing it. And we're gonna do it until we reach the top.
The mental part of it's tough for this trip because I don't think there's mentally a way to really know what you're getting into. And you can be mentally strong and not know what Alaska is gonna be like. But I think the support of your team is what comes in. You've got everybody mentally cheering each other on. And it just comes down to knowing when somebody needs the mental help and when someone needs you to be like, you're doing awesome, keep going, you've got this.
Though the ambition between an adaptive mountaineer and a typical climber are the same, the gear required to get each to the top is vastly different. For the 10-day Alaska trip, guides packed 3 times as much gear as a typical 3-week Denali expedition. In order to get the athletes up steeper pitches, the guides rigged what's called a fixed line. The line is anchored in atop the pitch and a rope dropped below. Athletes in sit skis use a mechanical device to ratchet themselves up the mountain while a guide takes in the slack. To gain 500 vertical feet spread over 1.5 miles, it takes the entire day. Nothing happens quickly.
We can do anything we want to.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad. We did it.
Oh, my God.
I just don't know.
I can only imagine what the view is going to be like from up there if it stays this clear.
I just don't know.
Every trip I go on, like this, not even being a trip, this is a sheer adventure, once in a lifetime experience. I keep all these guys in thought because they can no longer be here to experience it. They can't do these trips. I mean, they got the best view from above, but it's not the same perspective as being right here.
The gear required for the summit and the rest of the trip is astonishing. There's more of everything on an adaptive climb, and a life and death need for it.
It's like, heck, this is only my 2nd trip, and I'm like, I want more.
Yeah. Go looker's left with the direct fall line from camp. Be over there. Amanda got to taste this trip of what it means to come out of the mind, just surrender.
Had to yesterday. 7 hours. I feel comfortable in a rope and a harness with these folks.
Yep, exactly.
I'd much rather be here doing this than sitting at home. It was 74 and sunny today. I'm like, It's snowing in June.
It's snowing good too.
It's snowing good. Yep. At some point on that peak, on that last hole,
Yep.
I finally saw orange and going, thank goodness. Thank goodness. You guys just cranked yesterday too.
Thanks.
That made it more functional for me. So I'm going, okay. James is already up.
On the morning of the summit bid, the crew spends hours coiling ropes and inspecting tools and climbing knots.
Brilliant.
The time to look towards summiting has come.
Already.
Our lead and assistant guides set out to assess the route of the summit bid.
Yeah, there's we think we might get some snow moving. The summit is nixed as of now. We'll talk about midnight options. We could try to go at like 2 in the morning for like the speed ascent. We're getting CT5 results between the ice layer and the isothermal layer.
It's nasty.
It's nasty. So, you know, most likely the new snow will start balling up and doing those TV things, or doing one of those fan out, like point release avalanches.
Yep, makes sense.
And then it could step down that ice layer, and then it could go into like full-on isothermal, like those snow runnels you get.
Ooh.
That's worst case scenario. We're getting a lot of solar input radiation. So what we might do is rig up a Tyrolean across this crevasse and do our ski thing there. Ooh. I know it's not a summit, but take what she gives us. We just have to be like 95, 100% confident in the slope to have sit skiers and us and like.
Oh fuck yeah!
Because it's gonna take us, you know, like 8 hours to get up there and back down. So.
Can I get that all in layman's terms?
No, so layman's terms is the sun is out, it's warming things up, it'll make snow move. It's kind of layman's terms.
I.e. avalanche?
Danger. Washing us away. And also the snow is so isothermal down low.
It's unconsolidated.
Yeah, the pickets aren't going to have anything to grip on, so our protection's going to be minimal at best. And so.
This marks the end of years of dreaming and months of razor-sharp planning. James is heartbroken.
So it looks like we may not even make the summit. What's that going to mean?
Quite disappointed, but you know, I recognize that the mountains call their own agenda. You can't make it for the mountain. We got to stay safe. You know, there's more living on ahead, so it's okay. We're gonna zip line across the crevasse instead. Anyway, we're having a good time. It's an amazing, special spot. I don't know how many people are sitting up on a mountain like this, like we are right now, but it's just over the top. Just keep fighting for whatever is you want. We're only here for a short time. It's a small window, and don't waste it. Find a way to get it together and pull off your dream.
After a week of climbing at a tedious pace, the team must turn around. But first, to lift the spirits of the team, Drew and his mountain trip crew spend the day rigging a zip line across a crevasse.
So yeah, the fixed lines are going to run through here, 2-tiered, and then it's all going to be tightened out and guyed out. These are the 3 main anchors equalized. So this is just the main fixed line that people are going to be zip lining down. About the wheelchair accessible ramp here.
I told you I know, at least me personally, I haven't said enough. But for everything that you do, making this trip what it is, thank you.
No problem, Michael.
There we go. The whole Liddy's camp.
I'm counting 3 people and 4 arms.
Because Doc picked up.
Now that was fucking awesome. Definitely worth every second of it. Just to surf it.
Ingrained within all explorers is the need to look forward to our next adventure. Whatever that quest may be, its outcome is always unknown. Along the way, these experiences inadvertently inspire others on their journeys.
If you're living like we're living, you're living.
One goal keeps coming to mind. The great one, Denali. We are always looking for our next adventure, located somewhere on the threshold between success and defeat.